And listen, the things that are gonna get said today, because yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Yes.
Hi everybody, so welcome back. Honestly, I don't know why people are saying the episode was boring. I actually liked it. So, what are your
Right.
overall thoughts about the episode? Overall, don't tell me anything about any specific scene.
Right.
Gigi,
Yeah. So
especially.
let's go ahead and start. So we can just go ahead and start in order. Let's start at the top. So Ucha, let's start with you. What did you think first off?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually nice. I don't always need something to be too hyper or be too much, but I think the first like 20 minutes were like unnecessary. That's what I feel.
Mm,
What
really?
about you guys? Yeah,
But
it was very
okay.
unnecessary. Those dates didn't need to be shown.
Okay. So the hold down was basically like that was all that was needed. You felt that was it.
I know, Devon, you want to say Devin, you want to say something entirely opposite. Because the way you're staring at me, I'm like, Devin, how did you feel?
Ooh, thank y'all for letting me go second, okay? Because I can't hold this. I can't hold this in, okay? I'm like,
You about to
oh my goodness. First of all, I was on my TikTok the entire time, okay? Because it was so boring. Like you just said, them first 20 minutes, I was like, my problem with these little dates is they're only 30-second clips of these date moments. So I just
Mm-hmm.
felt like you're showing me 30 seconds of a date. You're giving me absolutely nothing to go with right now. So that's what made it really boring. And the hoedown, low budget hoedown. Okay? Can we get some actual like horses? Can we get some
Oh,
cows? Like
Jesus.
y'all couldn't afford to pay the farm animals? Like what's going on? I'm gonna stop there for now because I'm on a panel. Since I'm on
Jesus.
a panel, I'm gonna stop right there.
Lord Jesus Christ.
Listen.
Listen. At least it was
Okay.
black owned. It was black
Okay.
owned. Does that count for something? No?
It
Okay.
does. It does.
Okay.
It
Thank
being
you.
black owned, that counts for
Okay.
something.
Okay.
A little something.
Unfiltered. Unfiltered. What do you feel? How do you feel?
Now, but you know what? I think we can skip the first date because I actually don't see the reason why they showed us Moria and what's her name? Sierra's
Sierra
date.
and
Sierra.
Marie.
I think
Yes,
just for them to
yes.
Sierra or
remind us
Marie.
that they existed, because to be honest, Sierra doesn't add anything to the show. Moria doesn't add anything to the show. Maybe they
She's
just went for an
beautiful.
example of a good person. Is that what you're going to add?
She's beautiful.
That's not something.
She's she's definitely beautiful, and I really feel like she is organic.
very much so.
Who cares?
Oh,
Well,
I see.
damn.
I see. Everybody got their opinions today. Unfiltered, I think, had her mic unmuted. I think.
Go ahead, unfiltered. Tell us what it is.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, today's episode was like Devon said, it was boring.
Woo!
Mm.
Thank you, Jesus.
I it was literally boring. Like I found myself skipping through a lot of things. Like what the hell? Like I didn't. I know I have been enjoying the episodes coming forward, but today's episode, I don't think I there was anything that fun for me. Like there was no memorable thing that was okay. This made me like okay. I did enjoy this particular moment in the episode, so I didn't really enjoy this episode at all.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay.
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 Okay. So you just feel like okay. So we have two borings. I mean, well, I I kind of agree with reviews. Go ahead, Braylon. I'll say my piece
Yeah,
after you. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean, honestly, and here's the thing, right? We were talking before we got on, and Devin is a vet from the first season, so I give grace to that because this is my first time actually watching the show. So
Hey,
from a viewer that has never seen the show, I didn't think it was too boring. Now I do get from a consumer standpoint of how the dates could be boring because it's only 30 seconds. You want something that you can actually remember the show by. I'm like this. If people could watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette be brokenhearted on ABC for 2 hours, we could watch a 2 hour episode of Ready to Love. But then again, if it's not productive, then we complain about that anyway. I do think the holdout was listen. They're in Texas, right? So they're going to do elements of Texas. It's not going to be, the cows and everything else. And plus, not only that, if somebody did not know how to get on a horse right, there was going to be some sexual innuendo. So obviously, you can't grab on the horses, right? You ain't gonna be able to grab on to me and hold on to me, right? Is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? That would have happened. So, but that's my take on the episode as a whole, right now. So,
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. So,
Talk.
I mean, listen, it's all very great. It's all good. Listen.
mm-hmm.
So, I feel, and this is just my opinion, they it had its moments. Okay,
Yeah.
it was. It could have been better. It definitely could have been because there was some what the fuck moments. Like I was really wondering, like, okay, so what is the point of this? But at the same time, just like we're gonna get into it, but there were certain date moments that I was just like, why would they even pair these two together? Like, what is the point of this? Are you purposely pairing these together because you are purposely showing an elimination? Like I feel like they was giving us insight on who was already going to be eliminated. And judging by, the tweets and stuff that came out, we know who got eliminated. Okay. We know who's gone. But
yeah.
it
Gigi,
also
enough,
proved
enough. You
no,
tend to
no, hold on. I
overtalk.
was gonna say, in seeing that, I just want to say, Uta, you was right about some things that we have been saying all along.
You guys need to pin
And
me.
I
I've
was
been
right
right
as
since the
well.
beginning.
There you go.
I was right as well about, okay, you was right about Red. I was right about Marvin. And we'll get into that as we go on. And I'm going to keep it right
So,
there.
so let's start this
So cute.
whole
My-
episode.
Hold on. It's Q's turn. So
So,
what do you feel?
Q, do you have anything to say?
Uh, to tell you the truth, this episode was needed. It was needed. Um, it was the whole thing. I think that was just needed a theme to throw a little party. But the reason why I say it was needed was because you are really starting to see who people are, and you're starting to see what people or who is coming there for what. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like personally, was it boring? It could have been a little more exciting, but on the back end of it, I enjoyed it because I feel like it's almost becoming ready to love. You know what I'm saying? It was very slow at first. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's picking up momentum now. As far as people, kind of you got a few people I feel like that are actually there for love, and then you got a few people that are just actually there for TV. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like it was a good episode. It could have been better. It wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see more of the hoedown. You know what I'm saying? More of people actually interacting on the farm instead of just sitting around holding
I
happy.
would like to see more farm.
You know,
Shit. I'm
that'd have
sorry. My
been.
bad.
You know, but, uh, it was needed. It was needed because you really see what people are and who are they there for. Are people there for love, or people just there for TV time? You know what I'm saying? So I personally, out of 10, I give it a 5, but it was needed.
Yeah. So let's get
Yeah.
into the episode. So the first two dates were one was between Moira and Sierra. We don't need to talk about it because honestly it was a waste. Then the second one was between I'm being honest. The
No,
second
it's
one was
all good.
between Lee and Red. I was
Yeah.
telling you guys
Yeah.
at the beginning of this show that Red was just there. He has no
Hold on,
game.
let's get into
He's just
this.
existing.
Oh,
At first, I actually thought he had something with Nell, but at this point, I'm like, she has totally dumped him. He's not even in the running. He basically is just existing as one of the cast that came on the show. No girl is interested in him, and he seems full of himself because every single time you mention this, that, and I'm like, I can't really relate to you. You keep saying I'm the biggest, I'm the this, I'm the that. If I search all those things up, you are not going to pop up. So I just do not understand how big you are in your mind that in real life we cannot see
right.
Red is a placeholder. Like you could tell, like he's one of those people that just basically, judging by the date that he had with Lee, he has no conversation. He has no personality.
Not
Like
at all.
for you to be a comedian and a DJ, I'm sorry, I would not come and see anything that you have going on. And you are absolutely right. He is just that big in his head. Because
Yeah.
for you to have to tell yourself or keep telling people that you're this and you're that, it shows just how small you really are. Nobody thinks of you that big if you have to keep saying you're that big. People will say that. People will know you. They will recognize you if you are truly that big.
Yeah. And
So
I mean, to
Red
be,
to me, he's no. I'm sorry, he's
yeah,
not that.
yeah, and to be honest with you, on that date, now listen, I will admit I gave Red a little bit of grace because at the end of the day, being comedian is, well, being comedian and a DJ, those are both two tough gigs. So I gave him grace on that. But when I saw this date, and then when I saw the rebirth of the same thing, I'm like, dude, like if we really want to be about it, and I remember, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but I want to bring this up because I think this is a relevant point. When Nephew Tommy said, well, it looks like you fit in, Marvin, with whips and chains and everything. If I'm Nephew Tommy, I would have been like, okay, you know what? You a comedian? All right, next theme date is at the comedy shop, at the improv. Everybody going to do a set. If you really are about it. And it just seemed like you all are saying, he's up here, but not in here. You know what I mean? So,
That date
If
he went.
you're a comedian, make me laugh. Make everyone like. I'm sorry. I listen, I'm not a comedian, but sometimes I could just be naturally funny. Listen, you
right.
will giggle at some fucking point in time just because I done said some silly shit.
Yep.
It just happens. I don't know why. Okay.
Oh, Lord,
But yes,
this.
if you are a comedian and this is what you do, at least try to put forth some type of effort in your personality to
Yep.
bring that out.
Yep.
Or if you're a DJ, at least be hyper. Hey, y'all gotta hold down, hype the people up. Where's that answer?
Why was Lee making all the conversation in that date?
Yep.
Okay, she was trying to pull something out of this guy. Okay, and he was giving her absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, nobody cares about your last job and the numbers. Like, we don't care about that. You're on a date. Okay, let me know
Exactly.
about
Mm-hmm.
you. I thought it was like, yes, I agree with you. He's like a C-list cast member. Like, you're supposed to be in the background. You're supposed to be eliminated next, okay, or about to be a week from now, you're about to be eliminated, okay, like giving us nothing. And if you are the mouth of the South or the mouth of Dallas, like, baby, I don't know who you is, okay. I don't know who you is. Didn't nobody know who you is? So I definitely feel like, you know, he is cocky and he don't need to be that cocky, okay.
Exactly.
They really did a good job of in this show showing why he's getting eliminated.
Mm,
The
true.
clips that they made was showing why he
Yep.
was getting eliminated. You know what I mean? And you kind of
Absolutely.
knew it. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? But another thing in that date, I personally Lee Lee coming to get eliminated next. I really believe that because both dates she went on with. Well, it's funny how Marvin and Lee went on the date. Also, Red and Lee went on the date. You know what I'm saying? It kind
You're
of
you're
to me.
absolutely right. Whoever gets the most TV time, they're about to get eliminated.
I kind of feel that. I kind of seen that along the way. But Lee, to me, I think Lee about to be up for elimination this next as well. But that whole date that her and Red had, I don't blame all that on Red. Some of that I blame on Lee. Lee to me,
Mm.
she on the bottom of my list. Just her she's I feel like she think that she's almost better than some people. You know what I mean? Just through the conversation that they were having, I was like, Come on now, y'all are trying to find a connection, and she was just sitting there looking at him like entertain me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
get
kind of
no,
see.
no.
I
Go
kind of
ahead.
see where you was going with her attitude. Yeah, she has this. Yeah, she has this attitude about her, and she was the same way with Marvin. More so, like almost like she didn't really want to be there in that moment, and was like she was already bored from the beginning.
Mm.
Already.
And when they started the conversation, it was like when Marvin said something about her being in the red dress, and she was just like, okay. So what else is there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which I can understand. Like, okay, besides my looks, besides what I look like, what I was wearing, what else is there that you like? Give me something else besides that conversation. I can understand her feeling like that. But it also, you know, you could present that in a different way. But also, these men need to start, they need to give better conversation. They're
Yeah,
not
I agree.
giving.
Yeah,
It's falling flat.
It's dry. It's
yeah,
real dry.
yeah. No, it absolutely is.
The
And
women
Q, you
are interested in the men.
yeah, no, and Q, you brought up a very good point. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to feed what's feeding you, right? If I'm on a date with a young lady and I can kind of sense something, I'm not going to step into the lion's den. I know you the lion control. That's just stupid. At that point, I might as well watch the Lion King because at least they animated. You know, I could be in my bed safe and sound and still be alive. You understand? But I definitely can see that. And listen, I can only imagine what it is to go on TV, not ever being on TV, and trying to bring your humanity for display. So I give grace to that. But at some point in time, if you're still there, then showcase why you there.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like for example, I think it was Janelle when they talked about, I know we kind of going in and out here, but one thing that Janelle says was that, he's calling, he's texting, he's making the effort outside the show. I think Gigi said that in our last panel that this is a show where for the first time ever, you can actually do stuff outside the show.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm at a hold down, I'm like, well, hey, nephew Tommy, question. How long can we actually stay here? Oh, well, I mean, this place closes at 1 a.m. Okay, cool. DoorDash still delivers, right?
Ah.
What you want to do tonight?
Mm.
We ain't gotta pay for none of this ish. What
Mm.
can we do? Use your
Mm-hmm.
resources, people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hell, cause
Right. But
shoot, with
Red,
your
I feel like Red didn't give Lee anything, and just in that date alone,
Yeah,
it
Red
just
did not give
showed
her
his
anything to work with.
personality.
I don't like the fact that
Yeah.
people are coming for Lee because she came in there with the right attitude. Along the way, obviously, she
Hmm.
lost the attitude. But Red was talking as if it was reading a script. He was boring, he was laid back, and I I'm like Lee,
She
my
told him.
enthusiasm
I
is
laughed when
disappearing
she
quickly.
told
Like
him.
if you do not give me something to work with, I
Mm-hmm.
will just start, oh my God, okay, all right, all right. And then you will start seeing that I'm no longer in that date. He had nothing to work with. And the fact is that she corrected him. So nobody can say that, oh, she was giving him a little bit of
Hmm.
attitude. Yeah, she gave him a little bit of
Right.
slack. But that was after she complained that, oh, you are too chill. And for a comedian telling me that, oh, I'm this kind of person, I'm chill. She didn't say that you need to come at her like a dragon. Give a little bit of personality. If this is the kind of personality you have,
She.
I'm actually
Yeah.
bothered at the kind of jokes you tell.
Her person, she ain't really
And
got.
she said something in the very beginning, and this is the thing. She started the conversation off right. She started it off with, letting him know what kind of person she likes to conversate with and how he comes
right,
off as, a conversationalist. Listen, this is how people see you. This is how you represent yourself. So
right,
let's try to get out of that. This is how I would like to see you. She off rip. Okay, so you still can't show me that. All right. Well, you're showing me this. She corrected it when he was still doing it. So there's a whole lot that happened in that date that Red can't say like, oh no, it wasn't me, and or they were showing me differently. No, you were showing yourself, and you continue to show yourself. Only thing you can say is that you're the king of what you're the king of the streets, or whatever he kept saying. Like, no, you're not. You're
Right.
only the king in your head.
But I'm gonna tell
Because honestly, it's like, I don't see how you can really
you,
how can you be in a party scene like that when you can't even really be
Mhm.
in a atmosphere like this? Like, I don't know. It's just it's
Yeah.
not given. What he's saying is not matching up with how he says he lives, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and
I
but
agree with that.
one thing about it is, if somebody smile at you, you know what I'm saying? The easiest way to get a smile, somebody smile at you, is you smile at them. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I like her her conversation wasn't the best either. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, right, and we're enjoying each other conversation, that's a two-way street. As soon as the conversation started, I never seen that they either engaged in. She never really engaged with him in the conversation. She never really gave him the opportunity to open up and tell jokes and stuff like that. I felt like it was unfair to him because you put him on a date with somebody that they're not. She's trying to see if there's a connection. She already know ain't no connection there. I just think they're going through. Ready Love probably put them on a date together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really feel like. I know she it was nowhere in any show that they ever had remotely had a connection together. I understand Tommy said get out and do something beyond the norm. You know what I'm saying? Try something. That was never gonna work. She's not interested in him at all. She already tell you who she's interested in, Quentin. And Quentin really don't. I don't see her and Quentin getting together at all. That's just
Well,
Liar.
see, that's why I
But
also
I
said I feel
don't
like
agree
they
with
was
you,
putting
Q.
people
Q, I
together.
don't agree. There are so many
That's why
people
I
that
said
are
I
not attracted to anybody. Like
mhm,
they may not be attracted to you, they may not like you, but one good conversation can turn anything around.
mhm.
One is
absolutely, I
boring.
agree with that.
It's
I
boring. The only
absolutely
thing,
listen.
to be honest, if we go back and look at his conversation with Janelle, what was he talking about? Oh, I like you, so I'm going to talk to you. Yes, I'm your number one. I was just dealing with, like, what the hell is that? That's not a conversation. That's not something that would draw me to you. You are talking to someone that has no iota of a connection with you. You are
Mhm.
supposed to lead into a conversation that would entice me. It has nothing to say. Why are you reading
He
me your
didn't have a
resume
conversation
about how
really with
many
you,
jobs you
me.
have
He
done?
didn't have
I don't
one with
fucking
no
care.
Kira.
Like, it's so boring.
You talking about Quentin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Quentin.
Red.
Oh,
I'm
Red. Oh,
talking about Red.
Red.
Quentin is
Red
another
didn't have a
liar that
conversation with Kira. He didn't have a
yeah.
conversation with what's the name?
I
Shoot.
think
With
that
Janelle, he didn't have a conversation with Lee. He doesn't have like no one. He's not
His
that type of
conversation
person to
is
have
terrible.
conversation.
And we just need to
there
be
there
honest with that.
there is one element that we're missing, and that element is this is edited. Okay,
Yes.
it doesn't mean that he didn't have conversations with those people. It means that whoever is editing just chose not to put that in the episode. And a lot of
Well,
cast
I'm
members
not
from
saying like
past
he didn't have
seasons
like
have
actual
said this.
conversations.
That's just weirdly
It's not like
convenient that
actual.
every single conversation that he has, so they decided not to put it in the show. Every single conversation, he comes up terrible in every single conversation. So it's so weird that it's only his conversation that they decided that weirdly we're not going to put on. Hmm.
But it's possible that his conversations are not being shown because everybody they are trying to paint a one thing about reality TV is that sometimes they try to paint a scenario for us that are watching to look at this person in a certain light. Because I too do not believe that he didn't have any as much as I don't like Red, as much as I don't like the way he talks, and I'm like, he's a comedian and he boasts about himself, and you just can't have conversation. But I don't think it's that bad that he didn't have conversation with other people. I feel like there were other people's conversations that was just more interesting and had more substance than his conversation. Because watching his conversation with Lee, even if I was the producer or the editor, if I see other people's conversation that had more substance, I will literally cut his own conversation off, because I wouldn't be wanting us to be watching a conversation where back and forth is just I'm the king of comedy. I'm the Everybody gets tired of that. So I would also think that his conversations are being cut off because he's boring to talk to. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But every time though, like, okay, you
Yeah,
might understand maybe like
Like,
one
are
or
you saying they have a
two ladies,
vendetta
but it's like
against
every single
Quentin?
lady, and it's like I'm not saying like he hasn't had like a conversation. I'm saying every time he has a one-on-one, his conversations aren't really engaging. He's not really putting himself out
right.
there like that, or even showing any interest in these ladies, or even in having a real conversation. And as far as opening up, all he talks about is his accomplishments and how big he is, and tries to boast about him being the king of. So I
Right.
really
I mean,
I don't find it as being like the producers. I feel like it's him.
I mean, in the words of Karen Huger, I'm only judging what you're giving me. I forgot my microphone was off as I was speaking. But you got to think about reality TV. These producers tape 12, 14 hours a day, hoping to get something in an hour, 40 minutes without commercials. But in the same token, as everyone's saying, yes, storylines do matter, but also what you give to the storyline matters as well. You know what I mean? So, and let me tell you something. When you think about Red and Janelle versus Quinn and Janelle. You know what I love about Quinn? He is a dude's dude. He said, listen, we both popular, but as long as we come back together, that's all I care about. And that was a husband energy with that. Like, you mine. You can do what you want to
Mm-hmm.
do. But I already know this. And kings and queens execute, princes and princesses try anything just to be something. Like that. That's what it is.
I
So
I feel like
Yeah.
Mm.
I really feel like Quentin just trying to stay on the show. Her-
Child, he's doing a really
You
good
know,
job.
Even me, I also
let's
say the
not go
same
to
thing.
Quentin, because you guys know that I'm Quentin's number one hater. Like, you know, I just don't like
Listen,
that dude.
hold
I
on, hold
don't
on.
like
Just like
that
you
dude
tried to
for
tell me,
any
no, just like
reason.
you tried to tell me, stay on track, stay on track, stay on track. Hold on, because
Yeah.
because y'all know how
But you know
she
what?
feels
Let's
about
go on to the
Quentin.
ranch thing,
Y'all,
because it seems like
Quentin,
you guys really want to
Quentin,
talk about this place.
Quentin, your boo.
y'all know how she feels about Quentin.
How she feel?
You guys
I
know
like
I
I
don't like
actually
that
like Quentin.
dude.
Oh, you don't like Quentin? Okay, cool. Okay, yeah,
I
I,
like
No,
Quentin. I
So
do. You know what? When Janelle and Herbert was in the hammock and Quentin passed by and was telling Janelle, like, all right, y'all, I thought that moment right there was him really being genuine. Like he really cared about this girl and he saw her with
Absolutely.
another man and he really wanted to let her know, like, I'm gonna need you to come up off him. I thought that was a genuine moment, and that made me actually look at him a little bit differently.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you really think about like the preview, how that one young lady who still tried to talk to Melvin said, "You're here to date, white women." Well, Quinn was looking really comfortable in that husband role with Janelle. I mean, I'm just gonna say, if he was my damn uncle, I'd be like, "Hey, unc, number love for you. I ain't gonna come against you because you handling things like that. Like that's what it is. You know what I mean? So
I felt that was real lame. Quentin shouldn't. If
I
you
feel, listen.
Quentin, that
there's
was lame.
something about
Listen.
Quentin that rubs me the wrong way, and I've been saying that. But let's not go out of context. Let's go back.
Right. I'm
What was
trying to
that
stay on
no
track.
budget
So
matching thing that
Stay
they
on
did? I
track.
was like, you guys have a lot of money. The outfits were terrible. I don't
Well,
know
they
what
may not
Aries
have a
was
lot of
wearing.
money.
I wish I could find that song that they was playing, because I was like, who in the heck? Whose little cousin's nephew's first like best friend was
Lord
this? Like,
Jesus.
who recorded this damn song in their closet? Like, I do music, okay? And I remember the days of when I first started, and I first started recording in my closet and stuff, and I had my computer and like I
The
remember
tape
them days.
recorder.
So I know what the music sounded like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
bruh.
There is no
Like I was
stylist
mad.
on set. There is no makeup artist. There is no hair person.
Iris
It's not.
looked
There's
No,
nothing.
stupid.
None of that.
listen,
She dressed like she
listen.
was going to the market.
Everyone
Like,
goes home at the end of the night. They don't live in the same home, or there's none of that. They all go home. They
Yeah.
dress themselves. They do their own
Correct.
makeup.
No,
They
there's
style
no
themselves,
budget
and
for
then they
that.
come back and they meet up. There is no. There's
Baby,
none of that.
Flavor of Love had a production budget. Okay. Flavor of Love had a production budget. They was giving the girls dresses to wear to elimination. How does Flavor of Love have a production budget? But Ready to Love don't got no production budget. Give these people some money to style, okay? The wigs, okay? Like we're
Honey,
going to need more than we're getting.
Mhm.
I mean,
when
like
we seen
like
Kira come in
mhm.
there with that pink dress, that short pink dress onto a hold down, y'all should have known.
and that
Who
same
comes to a
white
hold down with a short
boots.
pink dress? And
Like, let me
Yeah, it
put
was a
it
little
up. Like, I
tacky.
was so mad. Like, what was
It was
this
a little
white
tacky.
boots?
Those are her.
oh
Those
heaven,
are her Dallas
is
Cowboys
that red,
cheerleader
pink,
boots that
whatever,
she wore.
honey?
I
You know,
feel
she's a former DCC. Those are her Dallas Cowboys cheerleader boots.
Her
She has to
dollars,
wear those
yes,
to
honey,
represent. Okay.
yes. Okay, well, honey, you just wear the whole outfit then.
Yes, wear the whole. That would have been a great hold down outfit, right?
like.
Right.
Yes, like
Not
reference,
this
like
pink
I'm
dress
gonna
she
tell
got
you,
from
like,
Target.
and I'm gonna tell you because y'all really like go ahead and just go ahead and represent the team because he name dropped. Red was name dropping,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
why don't you go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying, wear the team?
Baby, she picked up this
There
pink
you
dress
go.
from Target and thought it was cute, and she should wear
Not
it at the hold
Tarjay,
down. Okay,
not
that's what she did.
Tarjay.
I'm sorry, Kira.
Yeah.
Don't come for me, Kira, but you could do better, boo. That wasn't it. That wasn't
Honey,
it.
you definitely could have done better. Could have,
Well,
yes.
I mean, here's the thing. I get what y'all are saying, but it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, it seemed like she just really was there because that was the thing. You know what I mean?
But
Like I don't do
look at
cowboy get ups and
Katarina's
stuff,
outfit.
but
If you look at Katarina's outfit, she actually tried. Like she actually tried. She
Yes.
actually said, "This is a hold down. Let me actually get it together." I thought she was the best dressed woman there when it
Mm-hmm.
came to that theme.
Mm-hmm.
now I can agree with you there that I think theme is important, but I think also too in the same token you the one that has to be comfortable in that. But to each their own. I do see y'all points.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, like, it's what are you there for
Right,
at
that's
this
the whole point.
point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when you're coming to a place, you're representing yourself and you're showing
Correct.
what it is that you're one. Like, you can wear, you don't have to say what it is you want. You can wear it.
Right,
You can walk in a room and people can see exactly what it is
Mhm.
that
right.
you're looking for and what you want.
I mean,
You
you could
No,
be
that's
represent.
filmed.
no, that's very true. Because before I got on this panel, I said Janelle's thighs is a whole vibe in heaven. I want to be a part of. She came through. Okay, listen, that chair was not enough. Okay, listen, just
Listen.
I mean, I should have been
Certainly.
available to be the chair. Okay, but we
Woo,
won't go there.
honey.
Let's just move on. Okay,
Let's keep it
listen.
moving.
Hey,
Yeah.
beginning of the show kind of started off as a red flag to me. Man came off and said, he was like, "Hey Tommy, I got a little event I got to go to, an award, whatever he said he had."
I
Then
didn't like
He's
that.
yeah.
then 5 minutes later, they pounding down drinks. I'm like, what? I thought you had an event or something from your job you had to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe they would be drinking at his job at his award.
Maybe.
But I really liked
But
what
what?
Jessica did, though. Jessica
I
was
mean,
big. You know,
Yeah,
these apps.
Jessica is who what's her name? The lady who left. Taquila thought she was.
Yeah.
yeah. And you know what? To be honest with you, like, okay, even though he should have handled that off camera, he
Mhm.
Yeah,
used his circumstances to showcase, hey, listen, I do live a life outside of this thing. And
true.
for her
I'm
to
winning an
take him
award.
through, exactly, for her to take him through was
Mhm.
covering him, but also, too, that was wifey to do that. Because let
I
me tell you
agree.
something. He said he did not want to leave. And let me tell you something. I love to see you come to me, but I hate to see you leave though.
Uh,
Because
mhm.
look, looking
Mm-hmm.
good, looking right. There was some room
I
in those
agree.
jeans for him.
That was
Okay,
wifey.
listen.
Soon as she did
Listen,
that, that was wifey. That was definitely like, wow, wifey
that was
material
that.
right there.
Yeah, she did her job. She did what she was supposed to, and she kept him there. Listen, so
Yeah.
it
And
was a
also she said
success.
she also said text me when you're home. I'm like,
Oh
Mhm.
okay,
yes, she
all
did.
right.
She sure
Mhm.
did.
Hmm.
You did.
She did.
She trying to lay on them abs. That's what she trying to do. She
Oh
trying to
no,
lay
oh
on
no,
them
oh no,
abs.
oh no, oh no. Listen, they had their own hold down
Yeah.
after the hold
Uh-huh.
down. Okay, listen.
Absolutely. Yes.
Those shorts were working
Listen,
because they were supposed to be working.
I
Okay,
would.
I
listen.
ain't mad
Let's
at
be
you.
listen.
real
I
about
ain't
it.
mad at you.
She was trying to be a part of that royal family. Now,
That's
okay,
right. Uh-huh.
trying to.
And she said, oh, you winning awards at work. That means you got some more money coming in.
She
Okay.
mean,
So let me go
and
ahead and get up on it. All right.
But his conversation with her, I remember he had a conversation with Katarine, and it really showed how he interacts with people he interested in. I
Yeah.
really,
mhm.
really that interested in her. She seemed like she a great woman. I really don't see like he interested. I feel like more
Mm,
of the effort is more on her part than on his. I really don't see his real and genuine interest in her. I
I
don't see.
can see that.
But you have to
I'm
chase
gonna say
someone for the person to like you. So I think it's not a bad thing she's chasing. She's not as bad as Taquila.
Oh no, no, she a great woman. She a great woman.
absolutely not.
But the thing is that
I feel like
Katrina doesn't really see him as a top. What did she name drop as a top? Was it not who? I think Herbert, something like that. Yeah, Herbert.
Yes.
yeah, I
So
think she said Herbert.
she's not even in his top. So it's like he's pouring energy into Katrina. She's pouring energy into him. They'll meet each
Right.
other halfway.
Hmm.
Mm, mm.
I feel like this season the women are the ones who are doing the chasing anyway.
It is
Like they're
correct.
giving more of the
Yeah.
effort and coming forth as the ones who are wanting to. I feel like they're the ones who are ready for love. They're ready to love more than the men right now.
I
So
mean, they pick
they're
women
going
that are way
for it.
older than the men.
Hmm.
Can we talk about Herbert a little bit here?
Wait,
Because you know the date that him and Janelle had. I mean, these aren't really
Herbert is
dates.
a
It's so
liar.
hard. These are not really dates. When they were in the hammock, okay,
No
Herbert,
hard movement.
I was like, he ain't that cute, but why he got all these girls talking to him? Like, what is
I'm
going on?
telling you, he must have some sort of game we're not seeing.
He gotta have some game somewhere,
He
cause
smells real
baby,
good.
He's
He
a
has to
liar.
smell real
Herbert
good or
and
something.
Clinton
Like
are trying to stay in the game. That's why I say I don't like two of
uh,
them.
I mean, like, I kind of want him to cut them dreads. No shade, okay. I kind of want him to cut them dreads because it's just not doing it for me. The beard is not working for me either.
It looks
I don't.
unkempt.
I,
listen, he could do something with the beard, yes, and go ahead, maybe twist them dreads down, get them looking like fresh and
I mean,
stuff. But oh, you
something.
got a
I
cut
just, he's
on
He's
him.
not giving me
bald
that.
with
Oh, don't
dreads.
touch your
It looks
love.
horrible.
He's giving me C character, okay, that's just like prowling on the
That's C
ladies because
character.
he's got to stay longer. That's what he's giving me. I mean, when they were in the hammock,
Um,
all he wanted to talk about was sex with her. That's it. All his
listen,
innuendos
because that's
was
all he
something that has to
wants.
do with sex. I was
Well,
like,
I mean,
That's
girl,
what
well,
he wants.
I mean, for the record, I mean, now when Janelle was in the hammock and she was talking about her grandmother and how she used to swing on the swing and how she liked the simplicities of that, and I mean that innuendo was right there. No sudden hard movements. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, Janelle was looking good in the hammock, and I would have been like, hey, can y'all turn this off because there's gonna be a lot of things swinging. I don't want the camera to get hit. Like it was what it was. Okay,
I'm telling
listen.
you, I remember
Soft
like
movements, not hard movements. Okay, I'm just repeating what they said on. Okay, don't get mad at me.
I like that.
Listen,
He is not fine. He's good at applying the pressure. Yes,
yeah,
he is, Herbert. He's good at applying the
listen.
pressure.
but it's
He says what he wants, okay? He knows that he wants. Honestly, I don't
But he's
even know if he
applying
knows
the
what he
pressure in
wants.
so many directions.
I was gonna say I don't even know if he knows what he wants. He's swinging that thing in whatever direction. Right now we gonna call him compass because that thing is swinging. It's
Honestly,
just going
because
wherever.
he's definitely more attracted to Katrina than Janelle. This is one thing I've always wanted to say.
You think
He likes
I
Katrina more than Janelle, but Janelle is someone that he has been with since
Yeah,
day one, and it's
because the
like,
way that
oh,
when he sat down with
he has
Katarina, he
other
was just like, "Oh yeah, what they said
he
about
was
you is
quite
true." And it's like,
respectful.
"Oh dang,
I
are
mean,
we
this is a
fanning
numbers
much?"
game. They do have to connect with many people to stay on the show.
Mm.
So,
That's true.
it's a numbers
Right. I
game. So
mean,
you got
that
to
is
connect with
true.
as many as you can.
See, I already told you guys to bet with me. Janelle having so many connections is going to
She
blow up in her
does.
face later on.
Mm.
Just wait and see.
Yeah,
It always
but see,
happens.
I feel like she only has her two main, Herbert and Quentin that she likes.
Hmm.
But see, I think what is going to backfire is the fact that Quentin is trying to play Lee and Janelle because Lee is more so invested and she's like that ride or die, that's my man, that's who I like. And
Mm.
I feel like if she starts liking Quentin too much and he don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
She likes
I
Hmm.
him
don't know.
way
I
too
feel like
much already.
it's gonna be like a choose her
Lee
second
has
type
totally
thing. And
sabotaged
then
herself. Lee has
Lee, you
sabotaged
think she
herself.
has?
She has. Because every
Well, with
single
her
time they are like,
attitude,
who is
I
your
feel like
number
her
one?
attitude
Like,
has.
at this point, she should be thinking every single time they ask, who is my number one? I say Quentin. Then Janelle says Quentin. And I'm like, okay. He doesn't like. Every single time he's like, oh, you're my number one. I really like you. I really like you. When I saw you, I thought like, he's lying to this girl. Like, you like older
Mm-hmm.
women. Why
Mm.
are you dating someone that is just a year older than you? You are That's not what we consider as an older woman.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like,
Janelle petty anyway, for real. Because I remember that
Yeah,
day
she is.
on the football, she was all on red.
Yes, she
All
was.
red
She
this,
was.
that. Oh, I want to connect me with red. Now she switched her total energy to Herbert. You know what I mean?
You're right.
I really feel like she likes Herbert, but I feel like she's more attracted physically to Quentin. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Correct.
That's what
Hmm.
I see with
Mm-hmm.
Herbert. On the other hand, Herbert, I think Herbert is ready to love. But at the same time, a lot of women, when they talk
Whew.
about Herbert, only thing they say is he's such a safe space. I enjoy just him being, you know, I really feel
Mm,
him. They
he looked like he ain't had sex in a while. That's what he looked like to me. You
don't.
know.
I
So he's just, he just trying to get in somebody's pants. That's what it looked like to me.
he do got a predator look. You know what I mean? He do got that.
Very much so.
You know,
Suspect and beady eyes.
but
Suspect.
conversation. One thing I would say about Herbert, his conversation is real fluent. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He
he's
he kind
very smooth.
he smooth now. Herbert smooth now. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Smooth
he is.
talker.
Smooth. But
Cat.
then on the back end of that, he thought that he got a leg up on the competition with Katarina just because he a little taller than her. You know what I mean? So he kind of
Hmm.
out in his sluts. You know, Herbert moving
Right.
now,
Interesting.
moving now.
Very interesting.
Yes, indeed.
But Herbert doesn't like anybody. He's just more attracted
No,
to Katrina.
he gonna
That's what
be
I'm
out pretty
saying.
soon.
And I'm telling, yeah, it's it's very obvious.
When
But
it
I
comes to
never
Herbert,
thought.
he's just liking everybody because before Katharina, he even saw who Katharina runs. He was liking besides just Janelle, he was liking Kira, he was liking who else was it? I think it was Unique.
He is just like
But
whoever
He
was
has
gonna give
now
me
been
attention.
Katarina's
so
in
many of these
there.
ladies, like
Now
at
you
this
meet
point.
Katarina,
I'm
and it's
like,
like, oh, I like you too. Like he's liking whoever's gonna come talk to him and give him like the attention that I feel like he wants.
Hmm.
So whoever's coming his way is who he's liking at the time. Like that's how it is with Herbert. But I do feel like he does.
No, I mean, I
The
definitely
baby.
feel, I definitely feel y'all. I mean, listen, I said about this show, honestly, just put yourself on vacation mode. Will people like you? Probably not, because you're on a show called Ready to Love. However, all these different connections that are coming your way, if you've never been in that type of situation, it would be overwhelming. So, I kind of would be Herbert for at least the first couple of weeks because I don't know none of y'all. Y'all don't know me. and it's my responsibility to find out what works for me. But
Yeah.
then when it gets tricky is if I know I have a connection with Janelle and I just keep going over to just stay in the game when I know I have her as a locked vote, I'm disrespecting that connection. That's when it gets tricky. That's when it gets tricky.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing. That's why I'm sad eyeing him and Quentin. Like I just get these vibes that whatever they're doing is definitely going to implode, and I don't like them. Just honestly, you're playing two ladies, and it's just not a good look.
Right.
But
Mm.
yeah, today we had Red and Unique.
Oh Lord. That situation is so tired.
It
Like
is tired.
we is over. That's why I guess because this episode was so boring and they needed a little bit of spice, they was like, let's add this like let's have them talk again. And I was like, please stop. Okay. We do not want to hear about these two and they little thought job moment in Timor.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I agree with you, Devin. It was tiring. It really was. I mean, and I'm like, honestly, like, if somebody's not liking me for me, okay, cool. I'm at a hoedown. Where's the drinks? Where's the brisket?
Yes.
Damn it! Who can I jump on? What?
He said,
Who wants to make Genuine Pony a reality tonight? That's the vibe. What we doing here?
"You right. I ain't seen no barbecue. I ain't seen no barbecue."
Hell,
That's right. There was no food. I
Did
didn't
they
see
even
no
eat?
food coming through there.
He
I,
said,
I just
Honey,
wanted to say that I did not see any
he
food.
said, "I ain't seen no brisket."
it's because
no
they didn't have
brisket,
the
no
budget.
ribs.
They didn't have a budget for no, that barbecue ain't cheap, baby. They didn't have a budget for that. Okay.
I mean, now Texas is known for barbecue.
They sure
I mean,
are.
I mean, if it was a black-owned ranch, there had to be a black-owned barbecue place that took some free promotion. Like, why in the world am I doing better
Absolutely.
on this show than the people that are on? So let's see what Braylon has won so far. So
That
Braylon's
part.
won. So Braylon's won Janelle. He's won free food that he hasn't eaten, and also too, he has won looking the best on a show that he's never been on. What we doing here? What we
That's
doing here?
true. You're right about that.
Shoot.
But what do you guys think?
Yes, this right here lets you know, like, come on,
Now,
Bris-
sir.
Gigi.
If you
Okay, so
listen,
so Red came on Instagram. This happened like 3 days ago, but I didn't want to talk about it then because I was like, okay, let me wait and see what happened in the episode. I think he already wrote this because he saw how he acted in they already know what happened basically. So he came on Instagram about 2, 3 days ago and wrote, "Oh, I was told if you argue with a fool in public from a distance, nobody knows who the fool is." Wow. Looking at this video, I see why I don't give people that I feel aren't on my level the time of the day. I'm way too serious about my peace and mental health. They will throw bricks in a glass house and then hide their hands. Their friends will vouch for them and you'll be edited to look like the bad guy. Then they call you narcissistic or conceited because you can spit facts about yourself and your accomplishments and they can't. Run the receipt. Then he tagged Unique and he said, just stop telling people you know me because you don't. I've never said, I've never seen you in my life and I've never paid attention to you. I talked to you 3 times in a 3 month span, and this is what they aired. And I refused to talk to you at the flag football date and didn't want you on my team. This was never about the third job comment. It was about the disrespect they didn't show then when the cameras turned on, it was, oh, I was just joking. You're a comedian, you should laugh. Here is the real deal. When I said I got the best name in the city as a public figure, there's no woman who's going to say I'm disrespectful or not a gentleman edited, so I'll put in context. That doesn't still make sense, anyways. I pride myself in doing good business. There is not one club owner known Dallas promoter or establishment that I can go to and they won't know me or take care of me. But we do not know you, anyways. Three, never been a hoe, never been in the streets like that. I carry a name of value for my son's sake. I'm building a legacy of my dad's name to pass down. I said what I said and I stand by it. I tag people when I talk about them, so they know I got to chill before the producers call me again. But plus, I still got to be able to DJ at the church. If you really know me, you know my kryptonite is someone lying on me or trying to tarnish my name. I fell for the okie dokie and got out of character with Smith movement, and I had some drinks. My point is, why would you say you go out of character and then you're saying they edited you out of character?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, like the last part, who protects black men? That's black men uptight doing things to better themselves and their kids, because it seems like you can call a woman out for disrespect or defamation, you label sassy. Now, listen, you had a point, one point about the thought job, okay? Because I'm a radio personality, be a personality, that it does take work. That aside, bruh, if you're a king, then execute king energy, because all this was prince behavior. That's all that was. And plus, you guys still be able to DJ at the church. You do realize some of the most feminine hips and fingertips are at church, right? Hello, hell to the low. Listen. So, and honestly, at the end of the day, listen, if you come on a show and you're just trying to just put yourself out there for promotion, then just say that. No one's gonna like you for it, but just say that. But like, dude, just this is giving like very low vibrational energy. And honestly, all this is going to do is just bolster Unique's case at the reunion. That's it. That's it.
Right.
Absolutely.
That is
Yeah,
so
that's
true. And
very
honestly,
true.
this how I feel about it. I say it doesn't. A person can say whatever they want to about your job or about what it is you do, and this is about anything it is that you do. Unless you're harming yourself and other people, you know what I'm saying? Then it becomes a problem. But other than
Exactly.
that, if you know that what you're doing is not bad and you're making money and you're feeding your family, then what can a person really say? You let that get to you to where now it's made you get out of character. You have yelled at this woman. You got to go through all your
Yes.
accolades and let this woman know who
Yes.
you are, and you got to make these posts, these tweets, and you think that this is not like being considered sassy, honey. You are clearly showing your sassy side, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Yep.
She doesn't have to do anything. You were doing this all yourself.
Yep. And you're
All
making
of
her look.
her
Absolutely.
saying
And
something
why are
that
you
you
defending
let
your
get to
job?
you.
Yeah. And you
Why
make.
are you
Exactly.
gonna start defending his
Say it.
job?
Because he's insecure. Because
This
he's
this is what
insecure.
you do. You're this person want to run down your accolades as if they are supposed to make somebody jump to your commands or make you be
Right.
this higher up. But yet, honey, you can't even stand on your own 2 feet as an, I'm sorry, no offense, but it's not even as if you can stand on your own 2 feet as a man and hold your head high and say, you know what? I understand that you might feel that that is what my job is, but that's not how I am. Let me show you who I am. When a
Yes.
person says that you are a certain way, the best way to prove them wrong is to show them. Don't tell
Absolutely
them
right.
nothing. You show them.
Yeah, absolutely
Why can't
right.
you do that?
I mean, absolutely right. And this is my thing. Success is the best revenge. Like, she can't DJ, bruh. So just
Yeah.
if there's an event, bring her to the event. You do what you do and say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you have it. Show her up, bruh. And honestly, dude, you making her look better in the process. You really are. Like, just
Oh, that'll be a nice clip at the reunion for us to talk about.
Man, I really hated their conversation. That when he
Me
walked up
too.
to talking to her at the hoedown, I'm like, bro, just get to the point. He was just beating around the
Yeah.
bush. It wasn't
The
like he was
only
hitting no. I'm like, bro, and I'm
the
mad
only
at Will.
reason why I talked to her in that time is because he didn't want to go home.
Yeah, I
Let's
agree.
just be honest.
True. True. That's right.
and
He knew
Agree.
she was
and
gonna probably bring it up.
Yeah,
Cap-
and stay tuned. I think we can all agree with that. Even I said that because I'm in media, right? So I said that that was wrong. However, after that point, though, what else is there need to say? She said
Yeah.
sorry. He didn't like the apology, but I mean, you don't always get the apology that you want.
Yeah. Correct. Moving on.
Yes.
Enough
Devin,
talk
you
about
just do not
Red.
like red.
He is not worth all this panel time, y'all. Okay. He is not worth all this panel time. Okay.
Don't worry, you're not the only one who doesn't like him. I just
Oh
feel that the whole
Lord.
situation is being blown out of proportion. But yeah.
And so Red is not even worth none of this. Like his ass got eliminated and he's mad.
Oh, I wish he gets eliminated next, but I don't think it's him. I think it's
I
Marvin.
think he is because the whole episode is writing and everything. He definitely
But
gets
they're
eliminated
like
because
neck and neck.
Marvin
They
is
gave
more
Marvin the
interesting.
same time.
Marvin,
They gave him the same time.
But
Marvin
you
is
Listen,
more
I
interesting to
am.
look
Listen,
at. I'm sorry.
we didn't spend time on Red. I'm ready for Marvin. Listen, so
Well,
let's
We
blow
let's
will
up.
talk
Let's
take
about
blow
let
up.
let's
Marvin.
do it.
1 million Marvins over
Mm-mm,
Let's
red.
talk about
mm-mm.
Marvin.
That's a fact.
Okay, hold on. No, no, no. Hold on. Wait, we got because hold on. I think there was somebody else that we need to talk. Oh, um, how do y'all
I,
feel about before? Okay, well, I guess it is talking about Marvin. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk slowly about Marvin in this
she
conversation.
said
Yeah,
Gigi, your
slowly,
husband,
slowly.
the love of your
Oh,
yeah.
that's
life.
your man. You like Marvin?
Oh no, 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 no. Because I'm about to
Starving
make a real
Marvin.
good point. I'm about to make a real good point because he has shown exactly what I have been saying about
Which
him.
is what?
He
You
has
Hmm.
got to catch me
shown.
up. What you talking about?
Okay,
You
Oh,
got to
you
catch
missed
so
me
so
up.
much
listen.
last time. Hmm.
Okay, so we gonna put it like this, so everyone knows that he's a
Hmm.
dom, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So he likes the whips, the chains, the handcuffs.
He's the shades
Hmm.
of gray. The shades of
But
gray.
I have
Exactly.
also, but I've been letting it be known that he really is submissive
What?
and he can be dom. Yes, and see if he met a real dom, oh, he would be taken over.
You think?
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
I don't get that. I don't get
Hold
that.
on.
I don't
Oh,
get that.
listen, he proved it tonight. So we're gonna talk
Okay.
slowly, and I'm gonna let you know why. Because I am a dom, or I was a
Okay.
dom. I was
Okay. Okay.
okay, and yeah, we've gotten into that previously. So this is I'm coming from facts. I'm coming from what I know.
So what
Okay.
was it that he said last night that told you that that's the situation?
Hold on, we're gonna get into that, but first, well, let's start with before
Mhm.
we get to him and Lee, because this was a good part. Let's go to him and
Yes.
Kira.
Hmm.
Let's start with the conversation between him and Kira. Okay.
Well, that
So
whole
that
storyline, you know,
I know that's why I said we're gonna start
he's being
slowly.
highly edited to
Kira is
in his S&M. He's
desperate.
being highly edited this way. So when he's talking to Kira, like
I agree.
honestly, she smells BS real quick. This is why I actually like her
I
because
don't think Kira
she,
smells
Yeah.
any BS. I'm sorry,
I
she
think she
No,
just
does.
does.
I
No, no, no.
I
Kira
do
knows
think she
she's not
smells his
liked.
BS.
Now, I don't believe that. Kira knows she's not liked. She knows he doesn't like her. And so she's going to say all these things because he said things that made sense. Okay, his
Hmm.
opinion was that I want to move to what did he even say again? To the
The
Caribbean or whatever.
Caribbean.
The
Yes.
Caribbean.
Yeah, to stay and to have his family and blah blah blah. And then she comes like, "Oh, I don't want to live in the Caribbean." And it's like, "Oh, that was my opinion as a single person from my view. And when I get into a relationship with somebody, I would obviously have to put the person's view into like So
Right.
that's normal. So I don't know why she was taking the whole
Right.
thing like, oh, it's telling me what I want to hear. That's not what you want to hear. When you are in a relationship with somebody, you have to take the person's view into when you want to make any decision. So I'm like, what kind of men has she been dating for her not to know that this is important?
Well, well, here's the thing with that, right? And by the way, I didn't really notice this before, but how in the world you gonna have a dress and the drink be the same color as your dress that accurate on a white hammock with white boots on? But anyway, that's neither here nor
And
there, child. But the point
Baby,
of the
you were
matter,
looking really closely. You
well,
were
I
looking
didn't know.
really closely.
I didn't notice it until now. I know it's Janelle's size more than this. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, though, at the end of the day, I think what she was looking for is, can you be 10 toes down on what you originally said to me?
Mm,
Because when he said that he wanted to go to the Caribbean, if you still want to go to the Caribbean, you should still be able to do that regardless if we're going to end up together or not. She was looking for consistency, and she
that's right.
recognized, that that wasn't consistent. Now,
Right.
normally that wouldn't make sense. Like, for example, with me, I'm in Ohio right now. But if my career, took off, thank God you can do media anywhere, but I want to go to Atlanta. Now, of course, that's me mentally by myself because I want to be radio, TV, everything else. But if that person is in California, then okay, then it's not just me anymore. But it has to be
Yeah,
consistent that I have really thought about somebody else's perspective and not just now because I'm in a situation where I have to look good.
for sure. I have to say, you guys, I really like Kira overall. I know she gets the cheerleader vibe. I mean, she used to be a cheerleader, let's be real. She definitely has that cheerleader vibe, but I really like Kira. Right now, I don't see any connections for her though. I
None.
don't see
She needs to
anybody
go
that
home.
None
I
connections.
don't think she needs to go home yet,
She needs to go
but
home because
I don't think she
nobody is
needs to go home.
interested in her. Nobody, like,
But
okay,
I will
amongst the
say
guys,
right now we're not seeing anything.
and I'm not
I
seeing
okay,
anything
when it
either
comes
in
to
the
Kara, I
future. I'm
don't feel like
sorry.
her connection is here on the show. I
Correct.
feel
I
I
agree
don't
with
I
you.
like
What?
so I agree with her. It's like I feel like she does need to go because her connection's not here.
But
Like
she has
there's
a
no point in
lot of
wasting the time.
personality.
She
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 brings a
does
lot
have
of
That is not
personality.
going
personality.
to get you
Like she'll
anywhere
help
if
with the
nobody can catch up to
storyline,
you.
but
That's
as
what she's
far as
helping with the
like
storyline.
the storyline she's great for, but as far as like the connections or love or anything like that, like no, hers isn't here.
I don't think so
So
either.
and honestly, and I'm gonna tell you like this, and this is just my opinion. She really projected that Quentin likes white women, but I feel like she likes white men. That's
Agreed.
just my
No,
perception.
I
I'm
feel
gonna have
that
to
she has
stalk her
hit on
Instagram then and
quitting.
see.
She has hit on quitting outside the show, and
She
probably
might
she loves
have,
him. He may have dated a white woman before, and this is just insecurities. Probably her man broke up with her and decided dating a white woman. Like, I mean, people
but
can
she's
like
probably dated a
emotions and
white man
people.
before too. I feel like
There is
she's
Right.
no
dated a white
problem
man
in
before as
quitting
well.
liking a white
Does she give
woman.
you
Right.
I
that
don't see any
vibe?
And I don't
problem.
feel
This is
like it
just,
should be a problem either way. I don't
yeah,
feel like
it's there
even
for
if
insecurities
so
are
what, it
affecting
shouldn't be
her.
a problem.
Oh,
She needs to do
interesting.
whatever insecurities that
They said
Yeah.
about what's the guy name? He's still dating a girl, I believe. He was a firefighter from Miami.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
They said that.
uh
I guess they made that
Swayze,
too as well.
Yes.
Swayze,
Yes.
What was his name?
Swayze.
Swayze. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm.
But it don't matter. Quentin's just there just to be there. Quentin trying to stay on the show. I really don't feel like Quentin is really interested in nobody. Quentin just trying to stay on
All
the show.
right. All
I
right,
mean, I
guys.
don't.
So now listen. Now, as we're talking about this, I need you guys to make sure that you're keeping your checks, okay? So when it comes to Marvin, so Marvin's a dom, right? But now, okay.
Yeah.
So Marvin wanted to. He's set on moving to the Caribbean. That is his thing. He's going to the Caribbean, okay?
Right.
Now, Kira says that she doesn't want to go. Like,
Hmm.
now I
Right.
understand that as a man, you will do whatever it is that your woman wants to do. And I'm not saying that as a Dom, you will not change your ways for the person that you love because there you will.
Sure.
Not saying that. But if you are the Dom that you say that you are, You will not change this fast for a person you do not know.
That's also a fact.
One,
Exactly.
But you're on a show that
he
has to do with
switches way too
numbers.
much.
Trying to stay on the show though, so you're gonna have to switch it up to stay on the show.
Uh-uh. As if you're a dom, and that is the message that you've carried from one, two, three, at least three episodes, you've carried that on. That is what
Mm.
you are. You set and stay in that
But
storyline.
you know what?
You're not going to switch up because one thing is, I'm gonna tell you, one thing's for certain and two things for sure is regardless of if you are on this show or not, as a Dom, outside of this show, there's people that's gonna like it. And if
When
you
he was
do
put,
erotic, if you do erotic books and you have these dungeons and things at home, you are actually promoting what you do.
well, when
So
he was
you are
put in the
going to
bottom
keep this, but
two,
for you to switch up as you are on this show, you are actually jeopardizing. And, you know,
I think he feels like this
honestly,
person is not here because when he was put in the bottom two, he said, "Well, if I'm going home, then that's it." I really do feel like he just feels like, okay, the person that I'm looking for is not here. On his personal Instagram, he advertised his sexuality a lot. And so I think that he is really just trying to advertise right now. I don't really feel like his person is there. The woman that's about to be, submissive and, let him do what he do. Listen, a lot of females aren't into that side of sexuality. So I think that
Hmm?
he saw that right away that she's not here. Let me go ahead and, exit left. Okay. And so, but unfortunately, I think that Red is going to get eliminated, not him.
You
yeah,
okay?
I
Red
think
has to
Red is
go.
definitely going
Sorry,
to. But when it comes to Marvin, this is what we're saying. This is what we're talking about when it comes to
he's not
Marvin and
giving the
being the
vibe.
submissive. He's definitely a submissive. Okay, he's not a dom. He switched up way too
Interesting.
much in the show. And then after what he said to Lee, that clarified it all.
He
Because
said he had a
honey,
butt pleasure
oh,
fetish.
oh,
Exactly.
A butt. What is a
and
butt?
listen,
Please break that down. What is a butt pleasure fetish?
okay, okay,
We're gonna have to get a
okay.
real rated R right now.
Well,
Okay.
Yes,
I
we
mean, listen.
are.
Sometimes plugs can clog things up, and sometimes plugs can provide electricity. Go
Okay,
right ahead.
no, and that's not what it is. And listen, um,
Sorry, I'm sorry, y'all.
listen. If my husband's
Get
watching, forgive me. Listen, gotta take him to class for a second.
get it
Okay,
out. Get it out.
but it's okay. Okay, so as worshiping fetish, it is the entirety of the ass. It's the look, the smell, the touch, the taste. It is
Oh
everything that
God.
has to do with the ass. It is inside and out. It is,
Oh
and
my goodness.
sometimes people even go to the extreme of liking um, what comes out of it, if you know what I mean. Yes. I'm not
Yes.
saying I'm not
Ooh.
saying he does. I'm not saying he does, but
Atlanta.
some people do.
You know what?
Okay.
The look on his face right now gives me that.
Listen, I
That
can't
look
go
on the
in.
face is like gives me that, baby. He's telling Lee, I want to see what comes out of that ass. Okay.
Yes, like there's yes, it's yeah.
Woo, honey, it's getting hot up in
And
here.
and 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 that's, and like I said, when he said that, that lets me know right there, because I'm gonna tell you, had and I'm gonna tell you, I call them slaves. That's what they were. They were
Mm,
slaves that liked that.
okay.
Mm.
Woo. We've
And the
never
main thing,
had we
and
never
and that
had
was
a
one of the
Dom
main things
guy.
was that.
This is quite interesting. They've never had in 8 seasons of Ready to Love. We never had somebody tell us about their sex slave life and how they is
Thank,
a dom, and we never had that storyline. So I see why they're keeping him around so long.
thank you. Well,
Hmm.
That's why they're keeping him around so long because
It's
they never had
interesting.
this
Hmm.
storyline
Because
before.
Why?
this is different. This is definitely different. Like, you don't hear people talk about this. Like,
No, you
it's
don't.
honestly like it's almost a subject. It's like, don't touch that, because it's like, oh, you know, almost you want to say
Innocence.
taboo, but it's like it's kind of like it's damn near worse. It's like shh,
I'm
shh.
I mean,
Don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
as a man, you know what I mean.
So,
One thing that
Give me that perspective, please.
he never Marvin
but
is
yeah,
there for love. He's not there for love. But and another thing, the reason I mean, you can lead with it's just what he's leading with. You know what I'm saying? He said, "This is what I'm
Right.
into. This is
Didn't he say though in
this."
Marvin is there
Instagram?
looking for his true madam.
But it's a blow.
He's
It's not even Marvin that put Marvin was placed in that position. I feel like
correct.
Marvin was placed
Correct.
in that position. I really don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, they really vetted Marvin, you know what I mean, for love. Marvin was just a curveball, just like
Correct. You're absolutely right.
a
He
guy
was.
named Habib.
He's the spice. He was there to just like see where everybody's
Correct.
at, kind of try to like,
Yeah.
open everybody up. Like, okay, this is going to be a really, really terrible analogy for this, but listen, I'm gonna give it anyway. Like, I feel like Marvin is the Molly of the party. Like he's sent there to kind of try to like loosen people up. Like, okay, I'm about to try to
Correct.
see what y'all really like. I'm about to try to get y'all to try to like fuck up your minds. Like I'm about to blow your
Yeah.
mind with some crazy shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then see where you're at from there. Like sit on that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
This you've
no,
never heard nothing like this before. Cause did you see her
right.
face when he said it? She was just like
Yeah. She was appalled.
flabbergasted. Like
No,
it,
I mean,
Hmm.
it's
I agree with you, and I do think that listen, this comes in terms of casting directors and casting producers. They do try to find the boldest personalities because they have an episode order of 13 to 20 episodes to stretch this thing out. I personally think that there's going to be a Ready to Love BDSM edition coming to Discovery Plus. Listen, hey, listen. If they put it on the Oprah Winfrey Network, okay, allowed it for this long. Listen, spin-offs are
I'm
possible.
not going on
Okay.
there. I'm not going. I'm not. They better not call me. I'm not. I'm retired. I can't do classes. I'm not doing.
You can't even be a consultant for authenticity
No,
purposes. No. Okay.
I could do it via Zoom. I could maybe via Zoom. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay.
But is it
See,
only
y'all
me
are
that
crazy.
thinks um but you guys keep saying none of the girls are buying it, but I feel the ladies are actually buying what he's selling. Because if they were not buying it, nobody will be entertaining whoever is saying. They may actually even be DMing him in private, outside filming hours. I'm like, oh my god, can we try something? Can I see how it goes? Because someone has to be buying what he's selling for him to keep selling it.
Kira
Does
was
it make
buying
sense?
it. You see what she had on the leather, and she came in with that like, I wore
Kira was
this for
desperate.
you.
Nah, Kira is desperate to have a connection. Two different things. But I'm
So
sure she
Like,
must have bought something.
but
But
when
I'm
it
actually
comes to like,
shocked that nobody likes
he's
Kira.
also Akira. I don't think his love is there on the show either. Like and I don't think I don't like. I'm not saying he is not looking for love, but I don't think his love is there. It's just not
I don't
fair.
think you can compare him to Kira. Kira does not even have a single connection. There's like two big difference. I don't think any
Yeah.
guy is like, oh, I'm focusing on Kira. At least when
Right.
Marvin talks to Unique, she's smiling. When he talks to other girls, they are smiling. Although they feel like what he's saying is selling it too much. The problem with Marvin is that he's talking about his sexuality. Wait, why can't I hear myself?
Yeah, we can hear you.
The problem with Marvin is that he's selling his sexuality way too much. Have
wait.
normal
Yeah,
conversations.
way too much.
But from his interview, he said that he has normal conversations, but they are
Mm-hmm.
only like showing the parts where he speaks about it. But my point is, are you having every single woman you meet? the first conversation you're telling her how you like you ask worship, you like this, you like that. I feel that should be like probably the second conversation when they're like more comfortable with you or
Right.
something, or when they've decided that, oh, I'm going to date you and you're having this kind of sexuality conversations. Just dropping it down, nah, that's risky.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
Yeah,
feel
I
like
agree.
him
Like,
always talking about his sexuality every time. Like, I don't think it's the right thing to do. Absolutely is not the right thing to do, because if I should meet someone today, I'm not opposed to being a dom or a submissive or whatever. But the way he's selling it, I don't think I would buy it. Because he makes it. I've heard other people sell being a doorman or being a submissive, and it looks interesting. Like, you would wonder, you'd be like, okay, it's something I would be interested in. But the way he is selling it, I'm like, I don't think I would be interested if he's the one telling me about that kind of lifestyle. He's not representing very well. That's it. I think that's the problem. The way he brings about it, it's not enticing. It's not something that you'd be like, okay, I'm looking forward to this. So I feel that's his problem. And the part that Gigi said that he's a submissive, I've always said that I felt the same way since the episode one. The way he keeps on talking about being a dom will never come outside and every day be talking about how much of a dom he is.
That's true.
So I didn't feel that energy of being a dom from him from the episode one. Like, you can't just be a dom. I mean, you're coming out, I'm a dom. No, that was wrong. And I just knew, oh, he's trying or he's aspiring to be a dom. So probably that might be it. Probably he's aspiring to be a dom, but he wasn't.
yeah, that's what it is. Like he wants to be it, or like he just got into it recently. Like this isn't something he's been doing, like, or he's trying to be a dom because he's suppressing his submission because he's a bigger guy. He has muscles. You know what I'm saying? He looks the part of a
Right.
dominant guy, so he has to play the part. So of course that's what he's going to present. But really, no, honey, deep inside you're submissive, and that's fine. Like that is fine. But I caught that shit because I could
Right.
see it, and he let it out. And if that's what it is, just let it be that. That's the better way for
Right.
you to find love. If you're really ready to love, come out with that. Don't come out with this dom, that. Let that
Right.
inner, let who you are flow. And then once you actually make a connection, then bring out what you like to do
Yeah,
and
I
see
agree
if
with
somebody
that.
can connect with you like that.
We are not looking at it from this last perspective. What if is a dom as just a job, and so he's just selling it for his job to make money? Because I've gone to his page, people pay. So obviously, what if he's just selling it because that's the job he does, and really he's just not a dom?
Well, to everyone's point here, when you are trying to sell something, it has to be something that's worth investing in, right? Because there's a sensual dom, there is a dominant dom, right? So it's a spectrum of it. Like, for example, if I said, hey, y'all, coming up tonight is the Ray Love after show at 10/9 Central on OWN. Of course, you know, nephew Tommy is here. We got some fans. And of course, child, there's just so much to talk about. I'll see y'all at 10/9 Central only on OWN. Did I have to do anything extra to get you to come to the after show? No. You saw the ish. I saw the ish. We all saw it. I just told you that there's a space for you without pressuring you to come to that space. It's all about language. And he's messing up the language. That's all it is.
Right. And it's all about if that is what you are promoting, then you promote that at the entire time. You don't back off that. You don't you you keep control the entire time. There is never a time where you are to allow control to be given to someone else. That's the whole point of domination. It's taking the control away from others. Duh. So when you
Yeah.
are compromising and you're going from oh, to now you're compromising. And I know people are like, oh, but he's trying to find love. No, but you're also trying to say that you're a dom. You're also saying that this is what you are and this is how you are going to be in a relationship and things of this, like, oh Lord, I was about to do a Martell and things of that nature. But when you're but when
Sorry.
you're doing that, you have to be in that role. Don't
Right.
sit there and come on and 1 minute you're a dom and this is how you're going to be, and then the next minute you're a puppy, and then the next minute you're shy, and then the next minute you're soft again, and then the next minute you're hard. Like, no, you're going through too many levels and you're showing so many different things. Nobody knows who you are. And I think that was actually even said, like, you don't really know what you're going to get with him because he switches up so much.
Right.
So
That's
who
not
has the,
dumb.
who has the bigger red flag, Marvin or Red?
Red.
You know, no,
Red,
I think
Red's
Marvin.
gotta go. Red's gotta go.
No, I
Bye.
think it's
Has
Bye.
got
I
Marvin.
to
will put
go.
I, Red need to stay. Get rid of Marvin. The reason why I say that
Red
is
has got to go. I'm
Red don't need to go
sorry.
just yet. The reason why I
Red
say
has
Red don't,
nothing to offer.
but he's better
okay.
for the
Neither
show
does
than
Marvin.
Marvin. He's
If we
Red is
really
not
want to
the
be,
same
Listen.
Marvin.
My husband.
I mean, if we really want to be real about it, because that takedown at the end, and honestly,
Hey,
she could be
Mary
nephew
Kay.
Tommy. Honestly, she could be nephew Tommy's co-host because she laid both of them out flatline. But the reason why I'm saying that both of them are at the bottom is because both of them have qualities that nobody wants. But if we look at overall, though, to me, Red is about messed up about his career. Okay. But if you always are pushing something that's all you are, and it's coming across where it's getting into your sexuality, where you're uncomfortable with them intimately in that capacity, that's way different than being tensed up about somebody's career. Like real talk.
Listen. I feel like even though Marvin, talks this bull crap and is trying to be something he's not, that's fine. Sometimes people play Halloween all year long.
You know what?
Mm.
I'm just saying. Um, but Red, his energy, he has no personality. He has no energy. He has nothing to bring to this show.
Nothing.
But
At
Red is
least Marvin, at least Marvin can shake up things.
yeah.
At least Marvin can make, you know what I'm saying? He can play with the mind a little bit and make these women think a little bit. He can open them up to a different conversation. You know what I'm
Be
saying?
interesting to
Like
look at.
Red can't do that.
But at the
Okay,
same time,
And after that rant that he did online, like, we already know what it is. Like, Red, bye.
yeah,
Like,
Kiki, what do you have to say?
uh-uh.
Because I know that you
I'm
have the opposite.
they both
Red's
have their
gone.
they both have their flaws, but I'll say this: I think Red will be gone. However, Marvin's not gonna last either. Because
mm,
honestly, to tell you the truth, this is why they should have a third party in the house or with them. Because nephew time is not always around. You need somebody there that genuinely is just there and they just can just say what's on their mind. Nephew Tommy has a reputation. I don't as of yet. So honestly, I feel that that person can kind of be the middle person between everybody. And if nephew Tommy came to me and said, "Hey, cousin Bray, what do you think we should do?" Well, obviously, you need the check. I need the check. This staff and crew needs the check.
hmm
But also, we can't keep going through this. So this is a double elimination. Both of y'all go home. All right, everybody have a good night. Where's the damn barbecue? You know how simple that would have been to do a double elimination?
No
Like,
food.
just
I
at
feel
least I
like
have my priorities straight, child. I'm just saying.
Red, on the other hand, he had a connection with the girl with the cowboy boots. I forgot her name. They had a little connection. Marvin really ain't got a connection with nobody, and I really feel like even though Red got a bunch of red flags, he's still more so with the theme of the show, Ready to Love. I do believe Red is still ready to love. Marvin not ready to love, not at all. Marvin's you haven't. He kind of finessed the conversation with the cowgirl about moving to different destinations, and he want to move to Jamaica and do this and do that. Then he want to break it down, saying, "Hey, well, if my partner this and my partner that." No, he still wants to do what he want to do. So he not even ready to love. Why keep him on the show?
Because it's
I think fair.
interesting.
I think fair point.
None of the girls are, from my own view, none of the girls are attracted to Red. Physically, I don't think it's anybody's type because every single girl that had like a pre-interest, they've lost it. And now he's coming off as a loser that is just here to like defend his job because every single time someone speaks, he's talking about his job that nobody asks about. And then his personality overall, he doesn't know how to hold conversations. He's not funny. He's too sensitive because what if he speaks to another girl and then she jokes about his job? Then he's going to have another fit and problem with the girl.
True.
Nah.
That's true.
So even if they are editing some things out, I don't think they're editing way too much that we cannot get the context. And right now, he's the one doing all the talking while Unique is quiet and then he's looking like a loser outside the whole thing. So I think for his own benefits, he just needs to go home, maybe lay on the bed, do some DJing jobs, DJ in the church,
Do a
praise
couple
God,
DJs, take a
because
couple
he boring.
gigs.
Listen. I think at the end of the day, I think the ladies want to know that you can turn other tables over than just some turntables. Okay, I think they just
Yeah.
want to know that there's more to you. You know what I mean? Yes, I said it exactly as the way you thought it, Q. I said exactly the way you thought I said it. Listen,
Them the tables he need to be talking about. Them the tables he need to be talking about.
listen, listen, listen.
Them the
But
tables
there's
he need to
actually
be
Like
not
talking
Red
much
can go.
to. Marvin is interesting. Marvin is captivating. I can't believe that I'm even wearing a cape for Marvin at this point.
about.
Let me stop defending Marvin. Let me stop.
But it,
Oh, did you guys notice that Aries,
But
the boring lady, you know her,
I
right?
feel like
The girl
Marvin
on
Marvin
Grave.
can at least be there to promote his business more than what Red can do.
Yep, because
Ch-
Red is not
mm,
giving me comedian vibe. What did you guys think about Aries? She's boring and I think she needs to go home.
who?
Sorry. You don't even know her. Let me pull up a picture so you
okay.
remember who she is. Because I'm sure most people do forget that she exists on the show. So it's like she doesn't have a presence basically. Where's that picture of
I hope
her?
you're not talking about Sierra.
Sierra? No, no, no.
Okay, okay.
You know when Gigi
Sierra has
said that.
presence.
You know when
Let
Gigi
me
said that they play
remember.
Halloween all the time. I'm like, can they not have a partnership
Oh,
with Party City?
before we go on, did you
Yes.
guys realize I was right again about Unique and Christopher? I should have begged you guys to pay me money. I tell you that everybody were like judging her because of her previous relationship. I see I was right.
I feel like
I was
those two
right.
gonna run off in the sunset together. Them two gonna run off in the sunset together.
Yeah, I agree with you, Q. I mean, listen, she did say that, he is a city boy with a country heart. And, some things do have to develop over time. So I think that there could be something there. I think he's going to have to let down his walls as well.
Yeah.
Because if you see this look, like Unique has a lighter face and he has a darker face. I'm not talking about colorism, y'all. That's a whole nother subject. But like the intensity of the eyes is a
Mhm.
little much. So listen, I'm just saying what I'm seeing here. At
Mhm.
least Unique looks like her eyes are a little bit lighter, but also too, it takes the right person to bring that softer side out. It
Mhm.
does.
But you remember
And
he said,
Red was definitely not the person.
heck no. What what he said was, he said, you see right, you see what you see me, you know what I'm saying. He was, and pretty much so many words telling her like I think you see me, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, he see her too, and that's to the fact of
Right.
what they're going through, what they've been through. They understand each other. It's gonna be a
Correct.
toxic relationship now. I guarantee you, it's gonna be toxic. But
Toxic.
at the exact
Yeah.
same time, they mirror each other almost. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I heard him say, "Well, I'm kind of scared. I don't want to get eliminated as well, because I know I'm at some people top, but I know I'm at some people bottom. So those
Right.
insecurities that you know what I mean, he's talking about. A lot of times you're not going. If you're confident where you at, okay, cool. If my person's here, my person's here. If I made connections, I made connections. But my thought process is to find love. That's going through. That
Yep.
should always be going through my mind. Is I'm trying to find love, not worried about getting eliminated. If you get eliminated,
Yeah.
ooh, my love is not here. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm just
Right.
trying to stay on the show, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I mean, those insecurities that he have, you know what I'm saying, you leading with those people are seeing that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. No, you're exactly right, Q. And sometimes you just need to be seen. You know what I
mhm,
mean? And honestly, sometimes I think that sometimes connections are stronger off camera than on camera.
mm,
And so if I got eliminated, but I'm also because that situation when I pretended I was on the show, I said, "Hey, listen, it's my time to go. I would love to stay and be y'all support system in the house, but this is the show." Now they could say,
mhm.
"Hey, we want Braylon to stay," but also too, if I done what I'm supposed to do, one of those ladies will be like, "Hey, listen, I would love Braylon to stay just because he's a good dude." But if that doesn't happen, we all gonna get each other's phone numbers. And if I did what I was supposed to do, somebody at the reunion may claim me at the reunion
Yeah.
and be like, listen, we voted Braylon off too early. I've been talking to him, and listen, he's mine now. I know he ain't mine, but we about to leave this reunion stage. Fuck all y'all. Well, screw all y'all. Sorry. Now, at that point, I have more control because I laid down the groundwork, but I did
Yeah.
because that's who I am on or off camera. That's all about mindset mentality. You know
And
what
you
I
still
mean?
have your
So,
integrity.
Well, that's the whole point
absolutely
is having the connections and making those connections off camera. That's what I've been
right,
saying is you have to have those connections off camera. You can't just think that while you're on camera that that's going to suffice and that's enough. It's not. And that's
right,
one thing that I
It's
actually
never
do like
enough.
about Sierra and Maye because that was one thing that she was talking about is how Maye actually, talks to her about real stuff and asks her about like, her real life and things that go on in her real life instead of just things that happen on camera. And
right.
that's a big thing. The text and just like Janelle said with Quentin, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? Like, just checking in, making sure you're good. Those things matter. Things like that
Absolutely do.
count. You have to do those things. You have to make those connections because, like I said, these people aren't living in a house together. They go home at the end of the night. They live
Yep.
in separate places, probably separate cities or something like that. And they have to drive up every week or however they do the tapings. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to really make those connections outside of there in
Yeah.
order to make this really, really work. And
Absolutely.
that's how and what we're seeing on camera shows exactly how the connections have been made outside of the camera time because
Yeah. No.
like
Absolutely.
and that's why we like and that's one thing when I say about Red, if your personality is like this when you're going on dates, like it shows that you really have like you have no character, you have no personality, you have nothing. Like what
Right.
is there to you? Where's your substance? Like what is there to Red?
Right.
Like period.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
So I guess we've covered like every aspect of the episode. Does anybody have any last words before we wrap it up?
Well, first of all, another great panel. As always, I really am enjoying this show. I think, to Q's words, I think the show is starting to ramp up now. Because and this is the thing too. Sometimes themes and curveballs aren't really meant to change the show. They're meant to test you. Because the show is the show. You know what I mean? Ready to Love is about 20 people trying to find love. If you so much worry about the elements, you're losing the goal. So that's why I want everybody to recognize about this show is don't worry about the elements that come in and out the show. Worry about the mindset and the purpose of the show. And if they have that, then they'll do just fine. And by the way, Ready to Love BDSM edition will be coming this fall to Discovery Plus. Casting will be opening at the reunion of this season. Okay. Love y'all so much. Love you so much. Just...
Right. Well, there you have it. Like, I feel that, I mean, it's really starting to say a lot. Like, how many people really are ready to love? Like, with
Right.
the connections that are being made and how the show is going. Like, how many people are really ready for a relationship? How many people can actually be their, authentic self? How many people know how to truly have conversations and you know, show their personal being. You know what I'm saying? Like how many connections can truly be made off, just being you? Like, can you write me a letter? Like, how can we go old school? Like, do we need to take it back to the old school love boat? The love connection. Like, do we need to take it back? You know, like I don't know. I just feel like right now it's all about camera time with a lot of them. I
True.
hope that more gets done. But yeah, we shall surely see. So I thank everybody for coming. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel at Queen T with Gigi Nan.
Yes,
And
indeed.
yeah, this is definitely another one in the books. Love the panel today. This is great.
Yes.
Great combo. I enjoyed it as well. So many different perspectives. It always give me a lot to think about. After the show, I go back and think about a lot. You know what I mean? Just to see where the show can go at. But one thing I wish next time we probably got to do more talking about is the connections that are being made. You know what I mean? The people that are actually
Mhm.
finding and the people who are actually trying to, you know, find a special someone. And I feel like it's a couple of them on there that are really there to find love. You know what I'm saying? Um, but like I always say, this show really give people hope that one day they'll find that special someone. So I think we're in for a good season. It's cranking up now. So
Yes, sir. Well said. Well said.
I
Mhm.
passed.
Hi, thank you. As in, I enjoyed the panel. This is my first time joining this panel, but I did enjoy the panel. I'm just gonna say that I'm actually doing. I am enjoying the season, and I want to see how it's going to play out. And I hope it plays out more interesting. Like, I don't want it to. At least it's better than last season. That's the best part. It's better than last season. So this season should not go the way last season went. But I want to see how their personalities. Like, I do love all the whole cast members of this season. So I want to see how that would actually go. Thank you very much, guys, for allowing me to join your panel today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime.
No problem.
So
I'm
we
actually
thank
looking
everybody
forward
for
to it.
coming up and joining, and you know, thanks to everybody on the panel. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks for all the comments. We'll see you later. Love ya.
Yes, indeed.
Love y'all. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
I'll take it easy.
You too, brother.